Hey everybody, welcome to my show.
Excellent intro. Welcome to my show. You just said it, so I can't say it again. Very special show today. I have my wife with me. So you know a little bit about Bitcoin, right? A little bit about Bitcoin Cash from what I've said. She's a big fan of my show, right?
I always watch.
Always watches my show, so I appreciate her for that. And you kind of hear things sometimes, but I've never really tried to sit you down and explain it. So
don't do it.
That's what we're here for. Do you see the title of this thing? Okay. Right. First of all, what do you know about Bitcoin?
That you win money with Bitcoin.
That I win money with Bitcoin.
Yes.
Okay. And anything else?
That you can save your money. Actually, this can come down and you can lose your Bitcoin too.
Yes, you can lose a Bitcoin as well.
Yes, and I wanna know how can I protect the Bitcoin?
How can you protect it? Oh, yeah. I don't think I made a slide for that. Okay. All right. What the heck? What the heck is Bitcoin Cash? What the heck is Bitcoin Cash? So, yeah. So here's my presentation I put together. So, get your coffee. Get your coffee. You got the A on yours. I hope the audience brought their wives. So, what's up, Lindsay? What's up, Dream Trope? So, what the heckarino is Bitcoin Cash? Do you know the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash?
No, I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay. Well, we're going to start at the beginning, okay?
Okay.
Well, what is money, you ask? What is money?
What is money?
What is money?
What is money?
Well, you can buy stuff with it, right? What else? Basically, it's anything that can transfer value, right? So if we both agree that this is worth one potato, then it's worth one potato. And so, this is the Bitcoin Cash is magic internet money. Why do you want to bring economic freedom to women? Yeah, people in Reddit. I posted this to Reddit, and people were like, "Oh, why you mansplaining?" Like, dude, some people just don't know much about Bitcoin. You gotta teach them, right?
Yes. If I want a Bitcoin, I need to know how to use Bitcoin.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so these are stones, and they apparently some tribe used them really back in the day. It's the first form of physical currency, and it got to a point where they're so heavy they just oh, I need to buy sheep here, you can have that stone, but it was so heavy they didn't even move it, but it was still technically money. And so that was the first money. And now instead of that we have gold, which just sits in a vault doing nothing, and then people say you have money. Money is what your wife takes you from you when divorcing. Oh.
No, we're not gonna get divorced. Thank you.
Potatoes money. So the gold standard, lol. So the U.S. dollar used to be backed by gold. Actually, did you know that? Mm-hmm. So it was actually on the. We don't have wallet in here. I was gonna bring out money, but it used to say I forgot what it used to say redeemable for gold on it basically. And then in 1970 they went off the gold standard, so you can no longer exchange your dollar directly for gold. And so what do you think the US dollar is backed by now?
Bitcoin?
Not Bitcoin, no. It's backed by the power of the US Army. Military. It's backed by nothing. Because you saw the government print trillions of dollars, right?
Yes.
They can just do that whenever. And we watched Money Heist.
And this cannot happen with Bitcoin.
You cannot print more Bitcoins, no.
Okay.
You cannot. There's only 21 million ever. Well, there's 21 million Bitcoins and 21 million Bitcoin Cash. So, if you make another Bitcoin, kind of, but we'll get into that. But yeah, we watched Money Heist, and they went to the Federal Reserve of Spain, and they just printed money, and that's literally what the government does. So, what's up, the blur? Potato is money. And so, what gives the presentation gets better, I swear, and this is just really bad. So, what gives Bitcoin value? Well, in the beginning, it was worth absolutely nothing. So, but the first time it was worth something was in 2010, a pizza guy, a pizza man not a pizza man. A guy bought pizza from some guy on the internet. He posted on the forum. He said, "Hey, I want to buy pizza with my Bitcoin. Does anybody want to like order pizza for me, and I'll send you Bitcoin?" And so he got somebody Bitcoin, and the dude ordered it with credit card and sent it to his house. Mm-hmm. And so he sent 10,000 Bitcoin for like a $30 pizza. And so that was the first time Bitcoin had real value. And then after that, it got on exchanges and all that. So it used to be worth $0. Your wife is a very nice, lucky guy. Oh, thanks. And so yeah, this is the price. I know it's small, but down here is $0. I'll make it bigger. This is a log scale. You know what like a log scale is compared to linear? So it's like, this is half a cent right here, and here is the current price of like $10,000. And so it used to be worth nothing in 2010, and then it's worth all this money later. And so, wow, price went up. That's what everybody knows about Bitcoin. And so this is it on just a linear scale. So like this is, Laszlo was his name, the pizza guy. And so like this is 2011 or 13 is right here on this. I'm fucking up this chart here. So this is 2013 right here, but right here in the linear scale, it's just like a blip, and it's all this money now.
And 2018 was the most
highest ever was. Yeah, end of 2017.
Why does this happen?
Because people think it's gonna go up, and people buy it. The more people that buy it, the higher it gets in price. And so I mean, you should be, if you hold Bitcoin, you should want other people to want Bitcoin, because if they buy it, price is going to go up. The same like any asset anywhere. If more people want the US dollar, they're going to buy the US dollar and get rid of their other currency. And that's kind of what's happening around the world, is even though the US government printed trillions of dollars, other countries did the same. And then so they actually have been selling their other currency for US dollars. And so the same thing happens with Bitcoin. You can think this is another currency. People get rid of their old money and get the new money of Bitcoin. And so that's the only reason it goes up.
It is safer you buy Bitcoin for like investment?
Yeah, some people think it's an investment. So the real thing, but I first got it. I mean, I got it as to play with because I first saw it on like Reddit. But this is my first tweet. I tweeted at my mom because she didn't know what Bitcoin was. It's from 2014. I said, I just bought this camera thing for Bitcoin. And so, yeah. So, I mean, I use it as money. It went up in 2013 a lot. So, like, I bought, like, I don't remember how much, but I bought, like, $50. And also I had $250 because it went up 5 times, right? And then so I bought something with it. So, do I own Ripple just in case? No, I don't own any Ripple.
Who use Bitcoin can see everything that you can buy?
Where I can buy stuff?
Yes, like everybody can see that.
Yeah, so, this is gonna kind of look weird on the screen, but maps.bitcoin.com, maybe? I don't think that's the right tweet. Bitcoin.com, BCH map. So there's like merchants. I showed you it on my phone once.
Yes.
So you can like look up merchants around you. Map.bitcoin.com. Is tip.bitcoin.cash broken? Is it? I didn't think it was broken. Is it not working? How much did you try to send? And so like this is it in Tokyo, in Japan. If we do like Atlanta. Very zoomed in, so you can see all the places in Atlanta. Like, I know you hate Asian spots, but there's like a Chicago pizza place, Chin Chin, all this stuff. And so, like Steam, you probably don't know what Steam is, but that's where like I play video games on the computer. They used to accept it, but they don't anymore. Microsoft used to, and all these different places. Stellar? No, just Bitcoin Cash, bro. And so, yeah, you can see. There's like directories online I found. But yeah, and so. So,
Tokyo is the best place for Bitcoin?
What?
Tokyo is the best place for
Tokyo?
Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's one of the best ones. Remember when I went to Australia? That's like one of the best spots for Bitcoin Cash. That like small city, Townsville. They have it like everywhere. You can go. You want to go?
Yes.
Okay. So the white paper. So the white paper is like the first introduction of Bitcoin to the world by Satoshi, and so it's called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. And then, I guess I could read this. A peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be set directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. And basically, there's no middleman, and ongoing chain of hash-based proof of work, right? Yeah. And as long as a majority of the CPU power is controlled by nodes that are not cooperating to attack the network, they'll generate the longest chain and outpace attackers. And yada yada yada. And so this was the first time. It's like a 9-page. So which one of these do you think is Satoshi?
This is looked like an billionaire.
Do you think this guy?
Yes.
But he wasn't a billionaire when he made Bitcoin.
How he's invest his money in Bitcoin?
He didn't have to. It was worth nothing in the beginning. It was worth nothing, and then all of a sudden people thought it was worth something, and so they would buy it from each other, and more people bought it. But I don't actually, out of all these people, I don't know who that guy is. But we actually don't know who Satoshi is. So that was a trick question. I don't know, he just disappeared. So this guy, he was one of the first. I mean, all these guys are involved early. I gotta onboard wifey before Roger dies. I'm onboarding her right now. Jesus. So this guy, Gavin Andressa, he was like one of the first ones to talk to Satoshi, and he actually went to the CIA to explain what Bitcoin was to them in like 2011. And right after that, Satoshi disappeared forever. So we don't actually know who Satoshi is. He might be dead, but right now he's sitting on billions of dollars of Bitcoin that has never moved.
But his money is safe there, right?
Yeah, if he knows the private keys, if he knows the password to it all, yes. So, Satoshi is a group of people working for the CIA. So everybody has their own guesses.
So, if his money is there and if the Bitcoin go up, it's like high. So others can have this money? Or no?
No, they can't touch his Bitcoin. They're his Bitcoin. You need a certain password to access the Bitcoin. Private key is what it's called.
So it's really safe.
Yeah, so it's really safe. And so nobody knows who Satoshi is. So it's kind of a good thing. And then, so all right, we're going to get technical, okay? So it's called a blockchain, right? You hear that? Blockchain?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what a blockchain is. So first you got to understand what a block is, all right? And so a block comes every 10 minutes, and it includes all of the transactions in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, I remember. It's like that bus that you had showed me, right?
The what?
The bus that comes.
The bus? Yeah,
Yes.
that site. Yep. And so a block. Don't trick the sweetly. Everyone knows Craig is the real fake Toshi. And so yeah, this guy they call fake Toshi because he like says he's Satoshi, and then he made his own Bitcoin, and he's a big scammer.
Oh, nice.
I interviewed him once.
You can say that you're the son. Maybe you win too.
I'm his son? No, thanks. Jesus. What's up? So yeah, a block every 10 minutes, and all the transactions from the last 10 minutes go in that block, okay?
Okay.
So if I send you a transaction right now, a block will come in the next 10 minutes on average, and our transaction will be in that block forever.
This is for Bitcoin, not for Bitcoin Cash.
So right now, think of them as the same thing, okay?
Okay.
They're the same thing. And then, so a blockchain is a bunch of blocks together. And so you have 10 minutes, a block comes, and then in 10 more minutes, a block comes, and all the transactions are in it. In 10 more minutes, the block comes. And basically, the more blocks that are, say this is the newest block, that means this one is most secure. Like, people could try to rewrite history of the latest block, but to rewrite the early block, they have to rewrite this one too. And that's getting kind of advanced, but basically, the more blocks, the more secure it is, okay?
Okay, so 10 minutes, this is going to be secure. It's like
yes,
more protected.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, like, before the 10 minutes happens, this is getting kind of advanced. It's called the unconfirmed transaction. And so when it goes into a block, it's called confirmed. when it's not a block, it's called unconfirmed, and it's a little less safe, but it's still way more safe than like credit cards. But it's still like not like 100%. So like if I was gonna send $1 million in Bitcoin, and I would like wait for a couple blocks to make sure it's secure. But if I'm like sending $10, it's pretty much gonna go through. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like if you're gonna send a lot of money, it's like have one way that gonna see that the address that you send is like safe.
Yeah, I mean, if you send me an address and I send it there and it's not your address, that's your fault anyways, right?
Okay.
Okay. And so who keeps it secure? Well, this is called mining, okay? And there's big warehouses full of basically just computers that the only thing they do is mine Bitcoin. Okay. Congrats on your marriage. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Oh, he says we're a cute couple.
Cute.
And so yeah, these people keep Bitcoin secure. A bunch of computers just mining Bitcoin. And so these are the people that make the blocks. So every 10 minutes, these computers work to, it's called finding a block. They try and find the block. So all these computers keep Bitcoin secure. Okay. And then, so we're going to go into block size now. So every 10 minutes, a block comes. And so right now on BTC, there is only a 1 megabyte block size. So do you know how much 1 megabyte is? So like
Yes.
If you take a picture, it's probably on your phone, it's probably like 5 or 6 megabytes. And so every 10 minutes on BTC, only 1 megabyte a transaction. So that's not very much, right?
No.
And so not all the transactions can fit. So that's not good, right?
No.
But if you have a bigger, like 8 megabyte block, they'll all fit, right? And so, and so they say, basically in this big debate, basically in this big debate that happened within Bitcoin, it was, should we have bigger blocks or smaller blocks? Okay, and basically the prevailing narrative and the still popular thing is that big blocks are bad. So we don't like big blocks, and so, but why? This is kind of it. Like the why part is like kind of really hard to explain why they think small blocks is better, but I'll try to explain. And so this is a Bitcoin miner. This is what actually like does the mining in the warehouse. Is one of these things, right? Doesn't look anything like a computer. Like where do you even plug anything in, right?
Okay.
And this is what is called a node. And so, how do I explain this simply? So you have nodes and miners. Nodes basically only listen to the network. They don't find blocks, right? They only listen. And so like I could run a node in here just fine, but you don't get money for running a node, but you get money for mining, okay?
Okay.
And so, but if you want to run a node, if you want everybody in the world to run a node, say, you want to keep the block size small because then it's more easy to run a node, right? Does that make sense? Because the smaller size, just the easier it is. So if like people have bad internet connection, they can still run a node. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so that's what they think, is that we need to keep the block size small so everybody in the world can run a node, one of these guys, okay?
Okay.
And so, well, why? And then another reason they wanted to keep it small was, this is getting kind of advanced. This is the most advanced we're going to get, I promise. They wanted this thing called a side chain. And so Blockstream is like the bad guys. You could say they don't like me, I don't like them. So they wanted to do a side chain. And so if the blocks are small and you can't fit all the transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain, you want to put them on what's called a side chain, okay?
Okay.
And then but what they can do is they can actually make money off a side chain, not by mining, which you would do on Bitcoin, but basically through running a node. And so that's a very simplified way of saying it. But so they want to be able to run a node and to have these side chains that they can make money off of, okay?
Okay, just don't ask me
Okay.
or don't question about
Look,
it.
we got money.
Okay.
Thank you. So cute. Donated $2.
Don't ask me about that things.
Yeah, I know, that's advanced.
It's
but-
so complicated for
I
understanding.
know. High five. We're supposed to high five. Yeah, it's easier. Usually I have to like move my screen around to high five with somebody, but since we're in person, it's easy.
Okay.
Why can't maxi pads get that 1 megabyte? Blocks are stupid, but a newbie gets it straight away. I know, right? And so what happens is, okay, well, so this whole debate raged on, like, should we keep the blocks big or small, right? And I want to run a node, and basically what happens is once you can't fit all the transactions in a block, you have to pay more to get into the block. So like if this guy wanted to get into the block, he'd have to pay more than this guy. And then if he doesn't pay enough, he gets kicked out and he has to wait for the next block. Does that make sense?
If you pay more, you win more?
You don't win more, but you get into the next block, and that's more secure. Remember how he's saying if you want to send more money, you want it to be more secure?
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that it also causes more of the problems if there's a lot of transactions backed up. Please say hi to Hugo Chavez. So that's what happens when the blocks are full. And so some people on the small block side say, oh, that's just security. You're paying for security because when you pay more to get in the block, you're actually paying the miners. You're paying these guys. And so, yeah. And so this whole debate raged on, should we have big blocks or small blocks, since like 2013. And this always comes up is that there's big censorship. So the biggest forum for discussing Bitcoin was on Reddit, on subreddit r/Bitcoin. Okay. And this is just a quote from Thamos, who's the head moderator. And it's a famous post. And there's a whole bunch of history, but I'll just sum it up. And he says, just because many people want something doesn't make it right. There is an example after example of this in history. You might reasonably believe that democracy is the best we can do in government, though I disagree. Do not violate our rules just because you disagree with them. This will get you banned from Bitcoin, and evading this ban will get you banned from Reddit entirely. And then he says, if 90% of r/Bitcoin, so this is like the form, users find these policies to be intolerable, then I want 90% of the users to leave. Both r/Bitcoin and these people will be happier for it. So essentially, they censored all positive things about big blocks, and like I've gotten banned from there. Basically all my friends in Bitcoin Cash have been banned from there. And so this was before Bitcoin Cash happened, when the small blocks versus big blocks was happening, and so everybody would just get banned. And so it was just the biggest discussion by far, and what they can do is kind of sway public opinion over time, right, by doing this. And so that happened. And then all the popular people, then all the new people that come and see that this is small blocks are the right thing because that's what they see, and then it just snowballs from there. So not good. And so what happened in 2017? Don't mind what the segue is, but so this is our blockchain, right? And then it's split into two. So there's two separate blockchains now. So 2017, it was the same thing, and then they split into two. And so you have the Bitcoin Cash chain, and then this is just, think of the regular Bitcoin BTC chain. And so just went from one blockchain into two.
Okay.
It's really that simple. And so, and then so Bitcoin Cash had the big blocks, and so they can fit every transaction in every block, no problem. Fees never go up. And then here are the fees. So this was the BTC fees. And so in 2017, remember when we saw the big spike? An average Bitcoin transaction fee was $50. So if I wanted to send you any amount...
Wow. So who's buying a lot of Bitcoin in 18 was like rich now?
Yeah, if you bought it before 2017, you can make a lot of money, yes. Because before, I mean, it's worth, like I said, it was worth $0 in 2009, and then it was every price in between, and right now it's like $7,000.
But now is the bad moment for you buy Bitcoin because it's down, right?
I don't give financial advice.
Okay.
So and basically people would pay this because it went up so high that they wanted to get their money onto an exchange fast. and so they would pay more to get it onto the exchange to sell. That makes sense?
Yes.
And so, like, this will probably happen again unless people use the side chains, and then they pay somebody else instead of the miners. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so these are the fees. And then you can see down here, this red one is the Bitcoin Cash transaction fees. It's always less than a cent. So, yeah, that's Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash. And so I'm a scammer. They call it Bcash.
Bcash.
So sometimes I say it as a joke, like, oh, Bcash. But really, they originally did it because they want to take the name Bitcoin out of Bitcoin Cash. Even though it is technically a version of Bitcoin because it is the same thing. It's not like the biggest, so they don't like it that it's called Bitcoin Cash.
Bcash.
Yeah, Bcash. It is kind of fun to say, right?
Yes.
And so, yeah, this is just an example of they call it the fake Bitcoin. And then, so, like, this is what they say. The number of transactions per block in Bitcoin is limited. As it becomes more popular, the number of transactions grew and created the problem that transactions took longer as the blocks were full. We agreed that's an unpleasant situation that needs to be solved, but on the other hand, it also was artificially created by spam transactions. And so what they claim is that some people did a lot of very small transactions to fill up the blocks to make Bitcoin look bad. And so it's basically kind of like, yeah, it's like, it's kind of hard to separate the debate from the outside because, like, who's right, who's wrong, but the bad guys are louder. The bad guys.
So wait a minute. Who's created Bitcoin? It is not the same that created Bitcash.
So Bitcoin Cash was Bitcoin until 2017, right? So it was the same thing until 2017. So Satoshi created Bitcoin Cash too.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then it split into two different chains. And so there was Bitcoin ABC Armory was the first one to, like, make Bitcoin Cash, but it still, like, uses the same coins as Satoshi has. So, like, Satoshi has like 3 million Bitcoin BTC, but he also has 3 million Bitcoin Cash. Because when this happened, you get one Bitcoin BTC and you get one Bitcoin Cash if you have one beforehand. So you get one of both.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Gotcha. And so, yeah, download a wallet. I'll send you some.
Okay.
Got your phone?
Good idea.
Yeah, and so some people, we call Bitcoin Cash and then Bitcoin main chain. Bitcoin main chain. Yeah, just do Bitcoin. Yeah, bitcoin.com. It's good. So you search Bitcoin and Robinhood comes up first. Yeah, that one. See, it only has 3 stars because we call them core trolls. So Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Core versus Bitcoin Cash. We also call it Bitcoin Core, and so we call them core trolls because they troll and they're with Bitcoin Core, and so they go on and they rate it 1 star. So the app is really awesome, but they, like, raid the apps and make it a 1 star. Okay. Creating wallet. Please wait. And so, yep, you have Bitcoin Core and then Bitcoin Cash. And so, click receive. And then there's your Bitcoin Cash. And then I'll scan it. Yeah, it was Armory and Free Trader, yeah. Armory, Free Trader, and then Jonald helped a little bit too. And then so I just scan. Yeah, like in the beginning of Bitcoin, like, digital payments like this was really new. And then all of the, like, bank apps, Venmo and everything caught up because BTC sucks. So I'll send you $5.
Oh, cool. Send more money for me, please.
I don't have that much money on this one.
I started Bitcoin now.
You starting Bitcoin? All right, I'll send you $10.
No.
You don't want to be responsible for $10?
No.
All right, I'll send you $5. Okay. So,
Is this just like this?
so yeah, you don't have to do anything now. So I'm gonna send it. Sent, and you should get it. Well, that wasn't very fast. I sent it.
Yeah, you lost already.
There it comes.
Okay.
So usually it happens right away. So.
Wow.
But yeah, now you have $5. And so what you would do to like back it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so click back up, and then so SLP tokens is like Spice and Honk that I tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. That's built on top of Bitcoin Cash. I wasn't gonna go into it, but and so don't say these out loud. But if you write down these 12 words, that's your backup.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've seen papers with I have a bunch of words on them. Those are my Bitcoin backups. And so if you write down these 12 words in this order and you lose your phone, you can get your $5 back.
Mm.
So, yeah.
And you don't have to pay taxes.
No taxes. Just whatever you want to tell the government.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so, yeah. It's amazing, right? And so, here, let's do... And so what we can do is see the transaction on the blockchain. How about that? And so I'm going to copy, send it to my computer. Okay, so this is your address. And then if we go to Bitcoin Cash and Bilderberg takeover coin. So yeah, there's this conspiracy that the Bilderberg group, you probably haven't heard of them. It's basically like a meeting every year where like the most powerful people in the world go to, like all the bankers, like a bunch of government officials. They all go to a Bilderberg, and it's literally just a meeting. Nobody knows what they talk about in there. But the chairman of this Bilderberg group is what they call it. He invested into Blockstream, which is the people that are who say small blocks are good. And so the theory is that the people in power took over Bitcoin to make it shit, so it wouldn't take over. So that's the conspiracy. And so there's some other stuff, like one of the Blockstream guys was literally with a former NSA guy. If you're NSA, wait, was it NSA? Yeah. But yeah, he's just like hangs out with like some guy who does signals intelligence, which is basically like propaganda. And so like he was like literally at a conference with this guy, like, what are you doing with this government guy? But anyways, here's the transaction I sent you. And so, and it's cut off on the screen, but yeah, so this is my address, and then I sent it to you right here. And so you can see that I sent you $10 or $5. So, and then the fees were less than a cent. So yeah. And
Everybody can see that?
Yeah, everybody can see it. So there's like other things you can do to like be more private. But like it's called pseudo anonymous, which means if you know somebody's address, you know it's theirs. But like if you just see an address, you can't be like, oh, that's Colin's address, right? So yeah, Henry DeCatris run both groups. That's not a conspiracy. True. It's no conspiracy, but it gets people going when you say conspiracy. But it's true. The bankers killed Bitcoin so they could push their side chains in the Lightning Network.
Because they want to control.
Because they want control. Like, my thinking is, why would they really not try to take control, right? Would they just let it happen? No, they like the control that they get with the US dollar. They wouldn't let Bitcoin take over money they can print unlimited for themselves. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. They're not going to just... People that say the government was never involved in Bitcoin are stupid. Because they think they're just going to let it happen. No. So.
Maybe someone has.
Maybe what?
Someone have Bitcoin. The government.
Yeah, they could buy Bitcoin. That's true. That's very true. Okay, so do you have any questions?
No.
No questions. You know it all by heart now?
Yeah, I think so.
Check this out, man. The proof it is not only one person here is the answer. Check this out, man. I don't think links work in the chat. Sorry, my guy. What does the name Satoshi... Oh, here we go. Here's some conspiracy. Right? What does the name Satoshi mean? Shamir al-Khalid Tut Okamoto Shannon Hellman... What? Edith Allan. All famous historical cryptographers. Yeah, some people think Satoshi was a group of people, too. So, nobody knows.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's only one because how can one group disappear? It's hard for one group to disappear.
Maybe someday we'll know. Maybe someday we'll know.
Yeah, if this group is so hard for keep safe, everybody's like...
Yeah, it's true. We just know it wasn't Craig Wright because he's a scammer. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you learn something?
Yes.
All right, that's all that matters. Homeschooling. Remember, don't call it Bcash. It's offensive.
Okay.
It's like the N-word. Oh, here's my favorite Satoshi theory. That it was this guy named Hal Finney, and he died in like 2012, I think. And then he's frozen, like Han Solo. He froze his body in hopes one day they can resurrect him. So my hope is that it's him, and then in like 30 years they resurrect him, and they wakes up and sells all his Bitcoin, and he's rich as fuck.
This is crazy.
That's my favorite one. That's a good one. That's it's this one is Hal. Right here, he's frozen. So I don't know why Elon Musk is here. He's so stupid. I forget who that is. Who is that? I forget who that is. Is that? Oh no, that's Dave Kleinman. Yeah, he's dead too.
For the name, for sure, is one of these both here.
Why? Because they're Asian.
Because the name.
Nakamoto.
Yeah, I think that's from Tokyo. Maybe.
What about this guy?
Yes, I told you both the second one. And
Oh yeah. So his name is Dorian Nakamoto, and he doesn't know anything, but like somebody ran a story that he's Satoshi, but he's like definitely not. He just like walks around. He's like a meme.
Pearl is one fake name too.
Yeah, it's definitely a fake name. Definitely fake. Is he really frozen? Yeah, he's frozen. This guy is frozen. Frozen in time. So, yeah. Shall we wrap it up? Go back to our classroom.
Okay.
The second one is his neighbor.
Do I need to put something here? It's like name or something, or?
You already have it. Yeah, that's the best part. You don't need to put your email. You don't need to put anything in. It's on your phone. Like the private is on your phone. Nobody can steal that from you. If you lose your phone and you don't have it backed up, you lose it forever.
And.
But
like
if you want to write it down on paper and store it somewhere, that's probably a good idea, just in case you lose your phone.
Okay. But can I put a password or something for?
So yeah, so like if somebody to open your phone and send it. So app lock, I think it is, maybe. I guess I've never done that.
So do it.
Well, you have a password on the top of your phone, right?
Yes.
So like you don't really need that.
Okay.
So I'd more likely believe that Elon is Satoshi than Craig Wright. Yeah.
But I think that's better control. Like bank, you have password for login. I think.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you can put a password on if you want, but like, you know, it just makes it easier if you don't, I guess. Because the bank, you sign into their servers. On this, you're just signing into your own phone. So it's different. Because that's like the big thing about Bitcoin is that makes it good is that nobody can tell you can't send money somewhere. So like, you know, your bank in Brazil, like it'd probably be really hard to send money to the US, right?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I mean, yeah, it'd be difficult and it'd probably be really expensive.
Yes, we pay all the taxes. Yes.
But with Bitcoin, it doesn't care where you are. You just scan a QR code like I did on your phone. I could do it now, and you can send it anywhere. Like anybody could send me money from anywhere. From North Korea, you know, they could send it to me. So.
Well, so it's always a way for send my money from Brazil for.
Yes, but you need to convert it from Brazil dollars to Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin to US dollars. But it would be easier than going through.
Oh.
The hard part is finding an exchange to get Bitcoin with your Brazil dollars. That's the hard part.
Okay.
So.
But it is easy.
Probably figured out pretty easy. Because I know the wire fee is like at least $60, right? I tried to send money to Japan once, and it was $60.
It's more than that.
Yeah. Then you probably pay the conversion currency, right?
Especially now.
Yeah. So dogs. So yeah, I mean that's why Bitcoin, it's called peer-to-peer. There's no middleman that can tell you no. So like PayPal can shut you down. Like we try to open that bank account, and they just like closed it for no reason. Like nobody can close your Bitcoin account. So nobody can close your Bitcoin account. Like if you owed the government a lot of money and you had it in Bitcoin, I mean they could give you a court order, say, hey, give us your Bitcoin, but like they can't just like go into your account and take it like they could do with any bank account in the US.
Oh, my face right now.
You want to be Satoshi? It would be hard to send a large sum of money anywhere when you're dealing with the bank. Yep. Definitely. All right. So, shall we wrap it up? All right, wrap it up. Say thank you, everybody.
Okay. I'm gonna show you my Bitcoin.
You show your Bitcoin?
Okay, so thank you, everybody, for watching my show.
Good job. All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something. It's like the first basic show I've really done, I think. Like, you probably watch it other times and you have no idea what's going on, because it's just like so deep in the weeds. So maybe you'll know next time.
Yes.
All right, see you later, everybody.